Hello, everybody. Welcome to our webinar today. We are going to be talking about a lot of AI and hardware today because we are here with Kurt from DDN. Kurt, if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Sure. Thanks, TJ, for having me on. Super excited to be talking about our partnership and getting this kicked off the ground. My name's Kurt Kukine. I am the VP of Marketing here at DDN. I oversee all of our global marketing operations from demand gen all the way through product marketing. And so I'm super excited to cover the DDN content today.
Awesome. And I am David, otherwise known as DJ, because there's so many Davids in the world. It's hard for me to stand out in a room nowadays. But I run product marketing here at Vultr. I get the pleasure of working very closely with Kurt and the entire team at DDN to kind of explore AI using Vultr Cloud GPU and all of our other products. And you'll hear about all of those throughout this presentation. And just to give you an idea of what we're going to be talking about today, we're going to talk a little bit about kind of the Cloud Alliance and what it is. We'll talk a little bit about Vultr, talk a little bit about DDN. Then we'll kind of go into the nitty gritty of things and start talking about, what does this kind of solution we're presenting offer you and how it can take your AI initiatives to the next level. And we'll come to a close talking a little bit about pricing with our NVIDIA H100 GPUs. So first up, we like to partner with the best here at Vultr. And the best is DDN. We're going to be talking about them today. But just to give you an idea of a lot of the other partners that are in the Cloud Alliance program, we have all sorts of platform as a service, software as a service, storage as a service offerings, all who work together with us to further the idea of composable computing and composable cloud. We believe that your cloud services should all be plug and play. They should all be super flexible, and all of our partners in the Cloud Alliance have all of those attributes. Some notably in the AI space are Domino Data Lab to handle a lot of your data science needs. And then we have like Console Connect, who does a lot of direct connections. So this is really important in kind of the AI space right now, because you may have on-prem solutions for training, and you may need to connect to a cloud provider who can do inference at the edge. So these are a handful of providers. You can jump on the Vultr website and see the whole host of different members in there. If you go under the Partners tab, and you'll see the Cloud Alliance page. So a little bit about Vultr. We are the world's largest independent cloud platform. So we are a fully private company. We have never raised any round of funding. We've been mostly product-led growth up until recently, where we started stepping into more sales and marketing initiatives. And as you can see, we have locations all around the world. We actually have basically the same amount of regions as AWS at this point. And just a little hint, we're going to be announcing some more, so just stay tuned and you'll see that we're going to have some new regions pop up. But all these regions have supported over 1.5 million customers throughout the lifetime, and we're typically seeing about 3 million new instances deployed per month across all of these data centers. And one thing that makes us the most valuable in terms of a global footprint is we're also one of the most affordable. Because when you're a global business, you need to worry about things like bandwidth. You need to worry about just general hardware availability in certain regions. And we can undercut hyperscalers by upwards of 90%. And even if you're looking at other independents or specialized cloud providers, a lot of them just don't have the location footprint we have, but we're still also 20% cheaper than most. So I mentioned some of these already, but just to give you kind of a more deep dive into us, we offer just full stack cloud compute. So we're not just GPU, we're not just high performance compute. We do everything from your very basic VMs on a shared instance to dedicated instances optimized. We even offer bare metal. So if you're a vendor who just likes to have access to full hardware and you just don't want to maintain it yourselves, we offer that. And that's something hyperscalers have not. We offer the full range of NVIDIA cloud GPU lineups. So if you're looking for the H100s, L40s, A40s, we have all of those ready to go in our data centers across the globe, not just in one region. We are a global company, and we recognize that our GPUs need to be available everywhere. Another couple of things to talk about is how, our composable nature comes into play with having a API that is super flexible. So you can integrate really easily with your current tech stack. And that also helps you if you're in a multi-cloud strategy as well, because with our APIs and our vendor partnerships with Console Connect and so on, we can enhance your infrastructure around the world. And then when you need a little bit of a helping hand or you need some support to get started with us, you won't find any better support. We're there with you all the way, and we're even there after you're fully set up. If you ever need us, just give us a shout and we will be there for you. So I mentioned some of these products, but this is the full lineup that you can kind of see on the screen. There's a couple that I haven't talked about so far, which is stuff like managed Kubernetes and managed databases. These are fully managed services that we will take all of the backend configuration, handle it all for you, make sure that Kubernetes and databases are highly available, and they're nice and secure, and they're ready to go at just the press of a button. Almost all of our products here, you can just go into our Vultr dashboard or go into the API and just spin it up, and you're good to go. No other configuration is needed. And you'll also see that we offer some cloud storage options if you're looking for some block storage or you're looking for some object storage. Again, those are as easy as just pressing one button to get it fully attached. But ultimately, we're here today to talk about AI. And I wanted to highlight a couple of very unique things that Vultr is doing that allows you to kind of accelerate your AI initiatives without having to worry about kind of all the configuration and all the setup. And you don't need a certification to be able to actually use the hardware on our platform. So I mentioned we have kind of a lineup of GPUs readily available, but we also have a Vultr GPU Stack, which is a pre-built Ubuntu image that has everything you need to get started right away. No configurations needed. There's no additional installation for drivers or the CUDA toolkit or the NVIDIA NGC catalog. It is all there. It is all ready to go as soon as you hit deploy on our control panel. And this allows you to just start using the tools like Jupyter Notebooks or TensorFlow or PyTorch to go ahead and get started. You don't have to be a hardware engineer. You don't have to be a machine learning engineer. If you're just a data scientist, this is incredibly easy for you to just get started with the hardware. And we further that with Vultr Container Registry. So Vultr Container Registry is a recent announcement of ours where we now offer a public and private registry to our customers where you can take your models and upload them into your own private repos. That way they're available in all of our data centers around the world. So you can train in one location, upload it into your private repo, and pull it down for inference and fine tuning in other locations. Or if you want to pull from like the NVIDIA NGC catalog, that is also going to be in our public container registry. Then you're also welcome to add in your own public images. So if you create some next cool LLM or something like that, you can upload it from there, and it is readily available to everyone on the Vultr platform who can go in and pull that locally to the data centers. There's no extra latency. There's no data capacity issues. It's already across all 32. Vultr Kubernetes engine is where container registry really excels. and that is using GPU accelerated Kubernetes. So you can take any of our GPUs and spin them up with Kubernetes and have it still be fully managed. It's fully set up, it's backed up, it's all ready to go. It's highly available. You just tell us what GPU you want, how many nodes you want, and we handle the rest for you. And this allows you to really scale almost infinitely as your project grows in case you need more memory, or if you get to a point to where everything's trained and you can back down resources, we don't stop you. Go ahead and start backing them down. And just as a final thought, all of this is available in all of our data centers. As we introduce new data centers, all of this is still available in those new data centers. So we're one of the few cloud providers that can actually do this at this scale. We're not just keeping our GPUs in the United States, we're giving them to everybody around the world. And now I'm going to kick it over to Kurt, because you've heard enough of me talk about Vultr. I could do it all day, but Kurt, tell us about DDN.
Yeah, and I love talking about DDN. So thanks, DJ. Really appreciate it. It's awesome to hear just even the company alignment that we've got from a perspective that we're also private company, no external investors, and we are very much a product-led company. We're not a marketing organization. We are a hardcore engineering organization. We've been around for just about 25 years. From inception, we've been dealing with, really challenging data problems. Our earliest customers were your NASA's, were your US federal government, who were dealing with data sets that were already, approaching the petascale, even way back when. And so we've been helping these customers really take those data sets and fully exploit them, but also simplify the way that they manage it. Like Vultr, we are a global company with development centers all around the world, as well as support capabilities all around the world as well. And so we are in region to help customers, to help our partners fully support all of their infrastructure. And we are 100% focused on data infrastructure and how we can help customers who are dealing with data at scale challenges, but simplify it for them. And so, this emerging demand for all of this data to be able to feed into these AI models is creating challenges for a lot of companies. And they don't know how to manage the workloads. And existing storage technology doesn't really address the challenges that they see, the ability to manage data storage at a petascale and be able to feed that data into GPUs at the full speed that the GPU is demanding it, right? You've got things like NFS that are very well known in most IT data centers as the file system technology. But unfortunately, when you get to the scales that we're talking about with AI, those types of things just no longer work, right? It's a point-to-point architecture, and we use a fully parallel file system. Now, what differentiates us from maybe the parallel file systems that you knew 10, 15 years ago, is that we've taken all of the capabilities of the parallel file system around scalability and performance, and we've really changed them into a much more robust solution that still provides all of that performance and scalability, but doesn't have the deployment, management, and scaling challenges that maybe previously were involved with parallel file systems. So we've really simplified everything to help customers really simplify their AI data workflows. And that's what makes it important too, to partner with folks like Vultr, who are just greatly simplifying the entire AI process, right? From acquiring GPUs to ensuring that you have the software capabilities to be able to run the AI applications within their environment, and now to also having high performance storage as well. And so what we've essentially come to as kind of the pinnacle product of the DDN product line is our AI 400X2 appliance. This takes everything that used to take multiple servers and switches and backends and really compacts it down into one easily deployable 2U flash appliance. And this is what Vultr is using for their systems. This is what we're deploying on premises for customers. It is a fully turnkey parallel file system within 2U, and you're getting, amazing performance out of this thing. 90 gigabyte per second performance out of 2U, which, comparing to any other solution out there on the market, from a rack unit perspective is just head and shoulders above, right? And the thing that we're looking at is creating also not just an easier to use experience, but also the most efficient experience. One of the things that folks are running into with AI data is the fact that, trying to control the data growth within the current limits of their data center is getting to be a challenge, right? If you have older architectures that are either relying on disk drives or perhaps, right, again, NFS type systems to be able to get either the capacity or the performance that you need, you're often talking about racks and racks and racks of disk drives or systems. And what we've been able to do is really compact it down to where you can get terabytes per second of performance and petabytes of capacity, into a single rack. And, again, Vultr is doing the same thing, making access to this kind of infrastructure so much easier. And now you don't even need to have it deployed on premises to get this kind of performance available to your applications. And so why do our customers choose DDN? Well, number one is we have extensive experience already in deploying AI applications at scale. You look at some of the largest systems out there on Earth, 90% of them that are running AI are running DDN storage as the backend. Whether we've been able to talk about it publicly or not, we are present in most of the really large-scale AI applications that you've heard about or folks are talking about these days. So we have a sophisticated knowledge of this market as well as our own technology. And then we've partnered with the best to be able to optimize the data path to ensure that data from the storage system all the way into the GPU itself is fully optimized. So you get the full capacity of those GPU computing systems without wasted overhead, which is time and also money when it comes to extra infrastructure that you have to deploy to account for that. We have really simplified all of this into that all-in-one package that I just talked about, and it provides all the power necessary to be able to handle these complex workloads. And so, when you look at the package that you're getting with Vultr, you really get this complete AI infrastructure with the optimized data path available to you on demand, simplifying and getting you access even faster to be able to deploy your AI applications. And so the reason folks are looking to be able to do this, right, again, is they have a number of challenges when they're dealing with their own on-premises data centers, right? And so we want to be able to facilitate folks who are both addressing those data challenges on premises, but also being able to take advantage of cloud resources like Vultr and be able to do so quickly and easily. So making sure that the AI applications that you're looking at on premises look exactly the same as they do when they're running in the Vultr cloud, right? You're dealing with the exact same hardware and now running the exact same applications, and you get all of the capabilities no matter where you're running that data. And then also making sure that you can manage that data from your on-premises infrastructure all the way into the cloud. We really facilitate that type of data movement as well, which is another huge challenge out there for folks, right? Data gravity is one of the things, whether you're talking about getting stuff from the edge into core resources or from core resources up into the cloud, being able to manage that data and move that data and optimize your resources depending on where that data needs to be, when it needs to be there, for those systems to be able to fully exploit that data to recognize, the differentiation that you're trying to create or the new revenue opportunities. We're there to help you manage that data seamlessly, regardless of location.
And you've heard a ton so far from both Kurt and I about how all of this works together. So I won't bore you with too many more details, but there's just a couple of high points that I just want to call back out and make sure you really understand with this partnership. We're proud to partner with one of the leaders in this storage technology. We've seen nothing but wild performance numbers come out of their solution. And we just want to pass all this to our customers because we know that a lot of you have problems where you have high latency. You might not just have flexibility in your solution, and it might be super difficult to scale. And that's where we're partnering together to just eliminate that. We want you to be able to train your models, run inference. We want you to be able to get all of the feedback on everything, no matter where you're at around the globe. Whether you're in Tokyo and you have customers in Brazil or you're in Paris, we want to make sure all of this hardware is accessible to everybody. And with that, one of the ways that we are making it successful is by offering these solutions at a relatively affordable rate. If we're specifically looking here at our NVIDIA HGX H100 systems, these are 8 GPU systems. They can be clustered into massive numbers of GPUs around the world, and you can tie it all together with DDN storage appliance. And all of this runs with InfiniBand networking. They are the SXM versions of the H100 cards, so it's the ultimate performance you're going to get. And all of this starts at about $2.30 per GPU per hour. And you will see that these systems, the reason they become so popular is because they're just incredibly powerful. They can run the largest projects at the fastest speed that we've ever seen to date. So,
and I think it's also important to note, right, that one reason why, right, Vultr and DDN are partnering here is, it's making that cost per GPU hour even more optimized, right? If you can fully exploit that GPU, if that GPU is never waiting for data, then you're getting the most out of your system, right? You're not sitting in there waiting for that GPU to complete runs any longer than it has to. As soon as it needs the data, it's getting that fed from that DDN system. And so it really does create a real incredible value for you as a customer of Vultr's to know that that GPU hour is being fully utilized at peak performance.
100%. I could not have said it better myself. And if that statement alone doesn't tell you how well DDN knows this market, I mean, you should believe it now because they're leaders and they have been leaders. And, hopefully together we'll take over the world of GPU infrastructure.
I look forward to it for sure.
And we just want to say thank you at this point. It was a blast running through all of this with everybody. And Kurt, it's been wonderful to talk to you as well on all of this throughout the entire process. And we just encourage you guys, if you're curious about this, if you have questions, if you want to get started, because we have immediate H100 availability, just reach out to us. There's a contact button right at the top of our website. And as soon as you hit that, one of our reps will be in touch with you. And we just look forward to helping you succeed in this new world of AI, because everybody's asking, what is AI going to do next? It could probably replace my job in the next couple of years.
But, for sure, we won't be here. But as long as we're here for a little while longer, I look forward to growing this business together.
Oh, yeah.
We really can be replaced.
Definitely. Well, Kurt, thank you very much. And to all of the viewers, thank you for taking the time to watch this. And we'll see you all next time.